Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Donald Trump is running again. Trump getting anxious about announcing 2024 presidential run report. New York Times, Trump eyes early 2024 announcement as scrutiny intensifies. There's always some kind of dramatic, sensationalized, manner of describing anything Trump does. So it can't just be Trump eyes early announcement. It's as scrutiny intensifies, as the committee looms. Everything is this ominous, storm clouds on the horizon with Trump. It's never just he's running again. Deal with it. We have a recession. You didn't like his tweets. We now have a recession. What's worse? Donald Trump's Twitter profile or the recession with layoffs, with inflation at 8 to 9%, with gas and oil prices through the roof, with diesel exhaust fuel shortage. And by the way, subscribe to the oil prices 150 Bitcoin 10K recession channel. All of those things have either happened or will happen. So we will see oil prices at $150 per barrel. Yes, it will be in part because of Biden's policies. His foreign policy especially, or in addition to his domestic policy. But oil and gas prices will go back up to $5 per gallon. Diesel prices will hit around $7 to $8, per gallon. So you will have, and you have hurricanes that could halt production in a number of refineries on the Gulf Coast. 4 of the top 10 refineries are located within on the Gulf Coast. So we have an active hurricane season, and then climate change activists say, you see, it's the fault of the fossil fuel industry. It's like, well, you can't prove that doing away with the fossil fuel industry, like Biden tried to do when he was sued by 12 oil and gas associations in addition to 14 states because his energy policies were horrendous for that industry, which directly caused the spike in commodity prices and gas costs at the fuel pump. But you can't prove that there won't be hurricanes or there won't be major hurricanes 10 years, 5 years, 2 years down the road if we implement all of your policies. If you can prove that and guarantee that, that'd be fantastic. If every Democrat or climate change activist, and climate change is real, it is a serious issue. That doesn't mean you have to tank and usher in a recession to deal with it. Okay? That doesn't mean that you transform an economy that runs 90% or so on fossil fuels into renewables immediately without the technology to do so. We have food shortages, labor shortages, commodity shortages, steel shortages, food, we have so many problems that we didn't have under Trump. And it's going on 2 years into the presidency of mashed potato brains. And according to a recent YouGov poll, Trump's favorability ratings surpassed that of Biden's. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe when you were slurring speech and presiding over a recession, just maybe people miss provocative tweets, or people don't care anymore. Okay, I'll say that Trump's Twitter profile took away from his accomplishments. Even I'll say that. I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. But at the same time, if I'm a liberal Democrat now, this is the way the Democratic Party, many of these people, highly educated, morally superior, they're fantastic human beings. The way, if the tables were turned, they're like, good, you lost your job in a layoff? Good. Guess you didn't like Trump's tweets, huh? Oopsie, now you have 8 to 9% inflation, and you're getting laid off from work, all because you didn't like the orange man, the orange Julius Caesar, Cheeto Mussolini. You didn't like him, did you? Well, now you have a bad recession, crime, homelessness, and everything else. Failed geopolitical nightmare in Europe. Enjoy. Don't you like him? Good, he's a good person, Joe. He's a fantastic human being, isn't he? That's the way a liberal Democrat would react if the tables were turned. I'm not going to react that way. That's not the way I think. I don't want people to lose their jobs. I don't care if you're a Democrat or whatever. I don't want you to lose your job. I don't want you to pay more for food. I don't want you to pay more for gas. I don't want you to I don't want inflation to cut into your pocketbook, and real wages are now down. GDP now estimate is -2% for the second quarter. Now, please tell me how we don't have a third quarter of negative growth. Can somebody tell me that in the comments section? Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel. And also the Oil Prices 150 Bitcoin 10K Recession channel. Bitcoin's going to get to 10,000 or lower. You're going to see Coinbase, Tether, all of these behemoths in crypto will cease to exist, unfortunately. Oil, Brent, WTI will be above 150. And they say, well, demand destruction, when the cost of oil is just too expensive and nobody pays for it at that point, demand destruction will take place. But then, there are going to be industries or multinational corporations, both within the U.S. and around the world, that will still function and pay for that $150 per barrel oil or more. So demand destruction might not hit at 150. I'm going to try to also transform this channel and my two others to talk about economic issues, like I've been doing about the stock market. I predicted all of that in September of 2021. You can look, ladies and gentlemen, compare my track record to everybody else on YouTube. I haven't been right about everything the past 5 years, but I've been pretty spot on most. I said that Clinton would lose to Trump, and I said that, if in an alternate reality Bernie Sanders at that moment was facing Trump, he would have won, actually. And had they not cheated Bernie Sanders, they would have gotten 3 liberal Supreme Court justices. And nobody sees that, but that's unfortunate. That's what would have happened. So it's unfortunate for the Democratic Party that they cheated their own candidate. And we know they cheated their own candidate because apparently the Kremlin wanted us to know, because the Kremlin hacked DNC emails to inform the whole world that Bernie Sanders was cheated. If you believe that, then you're a lifelong Democrat, and your critical thinking skills are suspect. But anyway, we'll have inflation continue at 8 to 9%. Interest rates will continue to go up. The economy will continue to tank. We're heading into a third quarter of negative growth, not just the second quarter. So we'll have a recession. A prolonged recession with layoffs is flirting with a depression. We will have, unfortunately, just from the nature of geopolitics, will likely have another geopolitical catastrophe. No doubt, mashed potato brains Joe and his administration will not know what to do. Thankfully, Republicans will take over Congress. When they take over Congress, you will have endless investigations, and you will have an impeachment of mashed potato brains. Probably numerous impeachments. Very likely numerous impeachments which will be very good. Because you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where they pretty much can get away with anything. They have media support. You have a voicemail with Joe telling his son Hunter, "Oh yeah, you're in the clear pertaining to his business dealings." Like they're talking about Hunter's business dealings. You have all of this corruption, whether it's emails, top secret intelligence on private servers with Hillary, or pay-to-play schemes and endless business deals where you have if Cassidy Hutchinson should be viewed as credible, then you have Tony Bobulinski, who's an actual business associate. He wasn't a staffer who heard something through a rumor, gossip, and hearsay. You have an actual business associate who said that, they were trading their family name. So you have an email, for example, asking Hunter to use his influence on behalf of the company, and Joe forcing out a prosecutor on behalf of that company. And then they say, well, the timelines might be, well, who cares about the timelines? He's getting paid for a purpose. Does anybody think that Hunter wasn't getting paid for a specific purpose? Or it's just because he's an artist? Again, it's like they make a big deal about Trump and who he is and all that. We didn't have these things with Trump. We didn't have this recession. Okay, that was self-induced his last year, but we had a great economy under Trump when Andrew Cuomo wasn't getting an Emmy for tanking New York's economy, and Democratic governors were gleefully tanking their economy. That's why Donald Trump will do very well 2 years from now. Okay? If it's Trump DeSantis, I don't think there's I don't think there's anything stopping a Trump DeSantis ticket. I just don't. That would be fantastic. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now to all 3 channels. They're below in the description section and the pinned comment. Thank you. Go to the description section. Please go ahead and read it. And ladies and gentlemen, please share my articles on Barry Bonds and Floyd Mayweather. Thank you so very, very much. They're in the description section below. Thank you.